If you didn't already know, we have just launched a new managed database service called Managed Caching for Valkey, which is a replacement of managed caching, previously also known as managed Redis. Hi, I'm Haimantika, and in this video, I will show you how you can use managed caching for Valkey to create an API rate limiter for yourself. I come from the use case where I've seen people complain about their APIs being abused. So if you have been in the same boat, you can use DigitalOcean's new managed database service, build an API rate limiter, and use it for your application. All of this information, the document that you're seeing right now, the tutorial of building the application, the code sources will be added in the description below, so you don't have to worry about any of it. Now let's see how the rate limiter looks like. It's a very simple application. You have a simple front end where you have a button that says get a Chuck Norris joke. So you need to click on it to get a joke. And what it does when you keep on making requests, you make it twice, you make it 4 times, you make it 5th time, and on the 6th time, it will give you an error saying that rate limit has exceeded and you need to wait a minute. So how is all of this working? Before we understand how this is working, let us understand a little bit about Valkey. So managed caching for Valkey, it is a fully managed in-memory key value data store that is designed for caching, message queues, and primary database use. And Valkey's in-memory and atomic operation, it makes it an ideal solution for implementing a solution like this API rate limiter that we just saw. So for this is how the flow diagram looks like. We have a simple front end that we just saw, which is built with Next.js. We as a user, we make the request to the button that we were clicking, and this request goes to our backend, which is built using Express. And this is where we have also written the logic about connecting to Valkey and using it as a rate limiter. And when we are clicking it for 5 times, it gives us a response, or it gives us a choke. But the moment we click it for the 6th time, it tells us that your rate limit has been exceeded and you need to wait for a minute. So all of this is where we are, like, for the backend part, where we are making the calls to the API and limiting the number of calls, is where we are using Valkey. And for the code to that, you'll find it here. This is the main code lies in, and you'll find it here on a DO community, DO labs repository. And the main code lies here. This is where we are making a connection to Valkey. All of these details, you'll get it on DigitalOcean's control panel, which I will show you in just a minute on how you can create it. And in the next few lines, we're using Lua script, and there's a lot more details on how we are actually building it, which I have covered in details in the tutorial. So you can find all the details there. But how Valkey is helping in this rate limiter application is it keeps a count of the number of requests that is using its atomic operations features, and then it automatically forgets the old counts, which is TTL based expiration, and it does all of this very quickly. Like, we couldn't see a lag because it is done in memory. So we see in reality or in production how you can use Valkey to build an application like that. And to create all of this, all you need to do is sign into your DigitalOcean account, and there you'll see an option to create database. I'll just wait for a bit, and here you just click on create database. So the first option that you'll see is to select a data center region, choose the one that is nearest to you. For me, it's Bangalore, so I'll go ahead with that. And then for the database engine, we will be using Valkey for this demo. We can select a very basic plan, which is $15 per month. You can give it a unique name if you want. You can also select the project, and then you just click on create database cluster, which takes a few seconds, and your database is created. While it is created, the control panel already gives you all the details that you need to connect to your database cluster on the code. So if you remember, let's go back to the code and let's scroll up. You'll see that it needs a host, it needs a port, and it needs a password. and all of it is right here. So you just copy and make sure to put it on a .env file so that it's not getting out in public. And once you have done that, and once you have stitched it together with the front end, you will have a rate limiter application like this. So this is how you can use Valkey for multiple applications, and this is just a simple demo. But I hope this was helpful and you had some learnings out of this video. If you have any questions, make sure to drop them on our Discord server, and I will ensure that you have all the links in the description below. With that, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.